Oh, I just love this landscape. To some it may look desolate and just void of life, but I look out there knowing the potential, and I'm just so excited to take you along with me on another adventure this week. We're out in the grasslands of the western United States, and over the next couple of days I'll be looking for a couple of different species. My top priority species for this little outing, this trip, is going to be sharp-tailed grouse. This is a species that I've showed you here on this channel before, but honestly, it's been a while since I photographed them, so I thought it was about time to get out here and photograph them again. My next species that I'm hoping to find and photograph is a species of owl that also lives out in these beautiful grasslands. It's one of my top priority species this year, but we'll get into that in a little bit. I've got a lot to do. I need to go get my camp set up and get ready to photograph the different wildlife out here, and I'm running out of daylight to do it. So let's hit the trail, and I'll catch up with you guys here in a little bit. All right, I've got my camp set up nearby, and this is where I'll be photographing from in the morning. This here is a sharp-tailed grouse lek. This is where the grouse will come in the morning and the males will dance and perform for the females in hopes to attract their attention to be able to mate with them. I'm gonna actually leave my ghillie net here as I'll be returning when it's still dark in the morning, and I need to be able to quickly and easily recognize my pre-chosen spot where I'll be photographing the grouse from. I've chosen this spot based on there being very few obstacles that I'll have to deal with when I photograph the grouse. Also keeping in mind which direction the sun is going to rise from, and always thinking about the backgrounds that I have to work with as well. So this should be the ideal spot to photograph them from. And like I say, I'll be returning here in the morning to hopefully, fingers crossed, get some grouse. This evening though, let's head out and go see what we can find. There's plenty of wildlife in the area. I'm really hoping to be able to find and photograph some owls on this trip. So let's head out there and see what we can find. Hiking across the landscape, I kept my eyes and ears open for any sign of what I was looking for. I was hoping specifically for short-eared owls. This is a species of owl that inhabits these open grasslands. They're ground nesters, and I often see them while out looking for sharp-tailed grouse. In fact, last time I passed through this area 2 years ago, I saw a pair of these owls off in the distance one evening. Hoping that they or some other owls were still using the area, I began my search. Absolutely amazing. I found a pair of short-eared owls, and it didn't take me that long either. I'm just super thrilled right now. I'm keeping my distance a little bit. They have been very tolerant of my presence here, but I want to make sure they're comfortable, so I'm hanging back just a little bit, and I'll let them approach me as they feel comfortable. They're just out here flying around, hunting and doing some courtship flights, which is really cool behavior to see. They're both flying around, and the male will fly up high, and then he'll dive, and when he dives, he claps his wings repeatedly. It's just really fun behavior. I always love seeing this. It's just so cool. I'm so thrilled that I found these guys. Let's get back to it. I spent the evening with the pair of owls, observing and photographing them when the opportunities presented themselves. Most of the time was spent watching as they flew around high in the air above me. The sun set, and soon the sky was filled with beautiful color. I bid my farewell to the owls and began to hike back to my camp to get a late dinner and prepare the rest of my gear for the early morning I had ahead of me. An early morning hopefully spent with some sharp-tailed grouse. Oh, what an outstanding morning with these sharp-tailed grouse. If you've never spent time observing and photographing sharp-tailed grouse before, I highly recommend it. They are so much fun. They're just so charismatic and full of energy. They dance around. The males will, fly from spot to spot, dancing, and they'll fight and quarrel with each other. They're just so much fun to watch. I had such a great morning with them. So good to be back out here with these beautiful birds. I got into position really early this morning, well before it was dark, well before it was light, and the birds came in while it was still dark, and I just sat there motionless, completely silent, just waiting. And I just waited and waited until finally some light started to show up in the sky, and I waited a little bit more until I finally had enough light. And then I was able to get some video footage and some photos. It was quite windy this morning. It's starting to die down now, but it was quite windy, and I've noticed when it's really windy like that, the grouse don't seem to be quite as active as they are when there's not wind. So it was a little bit slower this morning, but it was still so much fun with these birds. It was really cold this morning too. It was about 24 degrees. And with that wind chill factor, I'm not sure how cold that made it. But yeah, quite chilly. So I'm pretty chilled to my core right now. So let's head back to camp, get a hot breakfast, and then we'll set out this afternoon and evening to go look for some more I can't even talk, it's so cold. Some more short-eared owls. And hopefully find some more. I'm hoping for kind of like a repeat encounter of last night, because that was absolutely amazing with those owls last night. So let's go get a hot meal. I'm actually going to reposition my ghillie net as well. This spot that I photographed the grouse from this morning. It's really good, but I think I'm going to just move over a little bit and get a little bit better sunlight, hopefully, fingers crossed, tomorrow morning when I photograph these guys. And hopefully it won't be quite as windy tomorrow either. So let's get back to camp, get some breakfast, and see if we can find some more owls this afternoon. Let's go.